Hi guys, this is Faye from Faye's World Media. Today we're talking about one of the most exciting features that came out of Adobe Firefly, and it's called Custom Models. With custom models, that's right, you can create more than one. You're able to generate images you need for your brand and for your work on a more consistent basis. This way you can control more consistency for image generation from generative AI. Another way to look at this is instead of starting from scratch every time you enter a new prompt, Firefly Custom Models lets you train a reusable model based on your own assets so that the results can better reflect your brand, your creative direction, and even your signature styles. So for me, I want to demonstrate in this video how I use custom models to train the work created by my artist mom, Xiang Li. So I'm going to create 2 models based on her cute Chinese panda collections, using the character approach as well as the illustration approach. Then I am going to create 1 more based on my mom's signature collection called Chinese Empresses, which are very intricate silk watercolor paintings. Speaking of which, you should know that currently Adobe describes its custom models based on character, illustration, and lastly, photographic styles. Adobe is very transparent about it still being in beta, so which means that you probably want to start something a little bit more straightforward, not a critical project or something that's super complex. I'm going to show you what really surprised me in a really positive, good way, and things I think that are lacking and still need to be improved. I look forward to your comments and feedback. Feel free to use the timestamps below. This video is on the longer side. I didn't want to skip over any steps. I want to show you exactly how I go about choosing these assets, uploading images, training my model, having it be ready. So can't wait to see you at the end of the video. Adobe's brand new custom models, and let's check it out together. So this literally is my first time. First, we're gonna select a training method. You have photography style, illustration style, or characters based style. Here's some learning tools. In case you're wondering what each one of this actually means, you can click into it and it'll give you a description. I will also tell you what to avoid. So in general, you want to upload 10 to 30 different images. Look, if you have designed images or photos or collection of photos for up to 30 images, just upload them all. I think the more, the better. Okay, let's take a look at the requirement. 10 to 30 images, minimum resolution, and accurate anatomy. Right now, even though I'm seeing basically the same character, I was wondering, for example, if I can use different pandas. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm going to start adding images. I'll show you the super cute pandas that I have. Right now, I probably will be able to change in just a moment where I have all my pandas. Okay, I'm going to add all of them with a few exceptions. I want to use as many as possible. Right, there we go. Whoa. Okay, I didn't aim it correctly. So right here in this area. So now they're being analyzed. You can see all these images. This process is going to take a couple of minutes, and I'll be right back when it's ready. Okay, so it took about 2 minutes as I was watching the clock, and now I'm going to show you what we got inside. On the right-hand side, I should remind you that this is a premium feature and uses 500 credits per model training. I'm going to click on OK, and the tags and descriptions are automatically added. As you can see, the images are uploaded, and on the right-hand side, tags are shared. Tags are shared attributes across your images should only include permanent attributes or style you're using to train the model on, such as brown hair or brunette character. Remember that this is actually character training. As I was doing this, I realized that these pandas are actually different as opposed to being a single character. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what it looks like. Round face and panda, watercolor, chubby face, whatever it is. This image does not meet the requirements. So, okay, we'll not upload that one and we'll not upload this one. And that's okay. Literally, I can add more images. You can see these descriptions are pretty accurate, like panda art holding a pink heart and a rose smiling. What about this one? Panda art playing drums and cymbals in a festive scene, playing guitar, singing, playing with colorful balls. This is pretty cool. So without doing anything else, panda art subject is, I'm going to go click on analyze. Training can begin when analysis is complete. So now we have something in draft. Oh, so we have panda art. I want to do characters. This is how you update the name of this model. I want to say Panda, how about character created on? All right, let's go ahead and analyze. I think that is a necessary next step. Now I'm going to move over to also Panda art, but this one I'm using as an illustration. I'm going to click on Analyze. The training can now begin. High quality training data as it feels for mom's Empress painting. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're looking at the Panda art character model. On the right hand side, if you click on this little dial icon, you see model properties. You can change the name, you can update the description, concept ID, and date that was created. On the second button, you can see model tags. You don't have to change them, but you could add the ones that you strongly believe it's missing. Third one, this is model score, which is currently in beta. You can actually improve the model you have right now, and there's some recommendations. Some images in this data include human objects or objects that dominate the composition. You can reduce them. So in this case, what I can do is this model right here cannot process some of this. There's a little baby girl in there. Removing duplicates or select the most distinct version will enhance it. So my question here is, can I go ahead and just remove training set? Yay, I can do that. Let me remove training set. Anything in this one, it's the background. It's confusing. Let me go ahead and this is a duplicate on top of that. So now we did all that. Let's go ahead and analyze it again. I'm going to do the same thing, frankly, from my illustration version as well. I'm curious about this third one right here. Wow, look at that, 85. So far, the highest one is, and also there's no error or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and analyze. Again, the idea as I got trained by Adobe is not that you have to go in there, start editing the tags and the description. You don't have to do that. So now that the analysis is done, I removed some of the potential errors. This button just went from analyze to train. So I'm going to click on train. I have to agree that yes, I've ownership of the data is created by my mom. She and I share our creative work. So it's being queued and I'm looking at the clock. It's 6 minutes to 7 p.m. I'm just going to see and let you know how long it takes. I also have multiple of these models running at the moment. Again, I really want to compare the character training versus illustration training, and it detects that currently you're doing more than one, so don't do that. I'm gonna go ahead and analyze this. All right, let's just wait until one is done. You may be wondering, for 10 to 30 images, how long does it currently take to train a custom model inside Adobe Firefly? So I did a quick search. It's between 30 minutes to 2 hours. And for that reason, I am gonna step away, have dinner with my mom, and come back. When you start doing this and you decide you don't want to train a particular model anymore, you want to skip one and move on to the next one, there is a cancel training button right here. I just want to let you know. So I'll be back and I cannot wait to show you what I got. Hey guys, so after about 30 minutes, my model is actually ready. So first you'll notice that it says ready in the upper left-hand corner. And when I click on the settings, you'll notice a lot of the things are grayed out, which means once the model is created, you're unable to change the name, description. The same applies to model tags, and the recommendations are still there. Now I'm going to do is come out of this and I can train more models. Okay, now when I click on my model, which is ready to use, you can see now it's trained. I can click on generate in Firefly. All right, the moment of truth. Watercolor Panda style. Let's just go ahead and generate and see what we got. There's also upscale enhancement option. By the way, there's so many use cases because my mom's original Panda designs were based on Bao Li and Qingbao from the DC Zoo. And now I want to create things like same style, but Panda playing with soccer balls. But anyway, because the World Cup is coming and I can create Panda illustrations using her exact style, not bad, I have to say, charming. So use right here, use Panda character as the main subject of your prompt. Okay, so let's do this. Create 2 pandas playing soccer as part of World Cup. But let's see. I would say these are pretty cute just because on one hand, I feel like my mom's definitely more intricate and some of these panda designs, maybe the head is too big, the proportion's a little off, but it did capture the watercolor strokes. Just one cute panda. You know what? Celebrating World Cup 2026. What is it called? FIFA? I don't even know what it's called. Okay, let's see if we can generate just one panda, what it's gonna look like. So here's one panda, but it doesn't really know soccer ball. So the context of World Cup is not as straightforward as I expect it to be. And prompt feature and all that. I also realize as I'm recording this that because currently I'm using character base, you'll notice not only the pandas look similar to each other, but even when I have two pandas on the screen, they look almost identical. I know it's not a big deal because pandas tend to look pretty similar to each other, but when it comes to Chinese empresses and like more human figures, I think the intricacies will have to dial up more. With that said, I did have a backup model trained on these various pandas, but is based on illustration as opposed to be the single character. So I'm going to be training this model and I'll report back if this is better. I think almost guarantee that it will be. All right, so our Chinese illustration or classical Chinese illustration model is ready. And now we can click on Generate in Firefly. So I always just start with a default style just to see what we get. So we'll see what it generates. All right, here's our first generation. I'm going to click on enlarge so you can see that's the first character. Coming back to generate. I gotta say, these are way better than some of the old ones I have seen in the past. This one is better than the first one. Okay, so what does enhance mean? This generative upscaling improves image quality, but may alter or lose identity of the people in the image. Okay, Chinese Empress holding a Chinese calligraphy scroll, hand roll. So here I'm also going to use this and turn on prompt suggestions to view words you can add to your prompt. This is pretty interesting because literally so far that's the closest one. Wow, look at this. Her hands a little bit, right hand's a little bit weird, but again, you see the texture on the silk background, which is really interesting. So once you have generated a model from there, if you want to enhance it further, you can actually do it here. But just from a generation perspective, this is the only window where you can select your custom model. And this one specifically is image 4. When you hover over, you can see the other models too. A Chinese Empress riding a horse. We're going to see the texture, and that is definitely better. And usually within the two generations, I feel like currently the second option is better. Now, if you want to continue edit the image or generative expand or remove any elements you don't want, you can also do that. Once again, the second image is significantly better than the first one, but you notice something, they're all like wearing the same outfit. So if I want to do that, change the outfit. I just want to see a different outfit. I feel like so far all the colors have been almost identical. And also within this window, you can actually change the orientation, use Google search to inform generative output if you want to. I'm also thinking as I'm looking at this, you see the horse. I can also upload horse reference to what my mom has created. This one is not bad, but I would say depending on the dynasty the horse is from, I can be more specific with my prompt. But look at this. Now this outfit has changed completely. I can tell you right away that this is a Qing Dynasty style outfit. I don't know if it has the data. For example, change to a Tang Dynasty style outfit. So as you can see, I can continue to generate this and have fun with it. So let me know in the comments below how you intend to use this, how you like custom models so far, if it's effective based on what you have created. I would say, again, the Chinese Empresses Collection by Xiang Li Art is by far the most sophisticated collection. Didn't really expect results, and so far I would say this is much closer to what we have seen previously. So for that, I'm happy and I'm excited to see how Adobe Firefly continue to improve these models, including custom models moving forward. All right, so this is a now Tang Dynasty outfit. Okay, interesting. All right, so now I have another model, which is called Panda watercolor. Keep in mind that I'm using the exact same assets, except that I chose the model to focus on illustrations. So because we have so many different panda designs, I didn't want it to be just about one panda and one variation. So with that said, because it's ready now, I can go ahead and click on that. So this is the model right here, whimsical, and let's click on generate in Firefly. So first one is whimsical watercolor illustration featuring pandas and playing charming scenarios expressing joy. Okay, fine. Whatever the first one is, let's just generate them. You can see that it incorporated some of the bows and lanterns, different lanterns, the guitar. Is it the same as what my mom's created? No, but this is pretty cool. And two pandas playing soccer together, getting ready for World Cup. Something really simple. I also want to try a variety of American sports like football, baseball, hockey. So here's the first generation. I don't think it's too different than the other model, which is focusing on a same character. This one, the pandas start to look a little bit different. So my mom just gave me some suggestions. The left panda's cute, but because they're baby pandas, she wants to make the baby pandas' arms and legs a little chubbier. And I noticed the limitations as soon as I start editing these assets, then it really loses the original model that I had in place. So instead of that, I'm going to go back to this generation and I'm going to say preserve all the original model and watercolor details and styles don't change. Specifically, I'm referring to this model right here. I wish once we get into this edit panel that we still have access to the custom model, but we don't at that point. We will only have access to that during the original generation, not in the edit process. That is still pretty exciting, I have to say. So let's go ahead and generate two pandas playing baseball together wearing Red Sox jersey in Boston. All right, check it out. I would say the style is something I'm really happy about, and the two variations. Got the hat, got the t-shirt. Again, I wasn't sure how it works with spelling like the city of Boston or the Red Sox jersey, but now what we can do is generate two pandas playing football together in a park. I think we can also probably add some actions there as well. So instead of just them sitting there, because we haven't really introduced too much variations in action, I wonder maybe that's a limitation with this model to not be able to do that very quickly or very easily. So football, I should have said, let's do American football in the park. They are in action. One panda is throwing the football, the other is trying to catch. How about that? Let's see if I understand the subtlety of American football versus soccer. So here is a second one, both of them holding the football versus just one. Can do generative expand, for example, like that. Let's see what happens. But there is definitely, as you can see, a lot of options. So please let me know in the comments below what you think of this process, how you intend to use it. I think these results are much better than when I just empty a random prompt to say, generate a watercolor panda image. It will not get to a place where it resembles anything my mom has created. I think it's hard to describe our styles and especially artistic intricacies, and I'm excited to see where this goes.